If a drone did not capture these videos, guys, you would not believe it. Let's check it out.
These days, these small aircraft have a lot of uses, and as years pass by, researchers and innovators continue to improve them. Back then, drones were only acquired by professionals, but nowadays almost anyone can get their hands on this tech. It's nice to see that we're utilizing them to their full potential, and the more we use them, the more drone footage we have. Today, the internet has become
I'm gonna be honest, guys, wasted drone footage, because I probably have maybe a little over a terabyte of like drone footage. Never used it, never showed it, because again, I don't have a Part 107 license, so it's kind of illegal to post these videos. But either way,
treasure trove of drone videos. Some of them are your usual clips, but some of them are more intriguing than the others. In this video...
Well, sorry, guys. It's illegal to post the videos for profit. Because, I mean, I'm pretty sure you can post something from your drone online as long as you're not making money from it without a Part 107 license, which is like a commercial drones pilot license. But either way...
We'll take a look at some of the most interesting drone clips on the internet. From the insect drone to the creepy scarecrow, here are the 15 scariest things caught by drones.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Number 15. Insect drone. If you've dreamed of getting cool gadgets as a secret agent as a kid, this is surely one of those. At first glance, this looks like an ordinary insect, but once you take a closer look, you'll realize that it's not an insect, but a drone.
At first glance, I thought it was a toy, because it was obviously not a real insect. But let's continue.
The U.S. military has been allegedly developing these micro-drones that resemble insects, complete with flapping wings and big, googly, creepy insect eyes. They're known as micro-air vehicles, or MAV, but let's just call them the bug drones.
Okay.
This tech will help the authorities to stealthily obtain vital information and will do an important role in surveillance missions. You gotta admit that while this is a pretty cool invention, it's also a little scary. Who knows? There might come a time when it's hard for us to distinguish which is an insect and which isn't. If you really think about it, nature really is the best engineer. For instance, did you know that the dragonfly inspired a lot of innovators to make a drone with the same capabilities? Dragonflies are expert flyers. They can fly straight up and down, and they can hover in the air. It will take years for us to completely mimic them, but we're getting quite close. Before we go on, like this video, smash the subscribe button, and click the notification bell right
now. Let me know if that volume was that. Guys, bro, listen, sir, we're gonna go past that, okay? But that was unnecessary.
Drones is their insane capability to provide us with a clearer view of anything in bird's eye view.
Right.
We probably wouldn't have been able to spot this murder scene on Google Earth if it weren't for the aircraft that took this photo. In this picture, you can see what appears to be bloodstains on the bridge. And near it is a man and what looks like a sack or a body. The scene looks spine-chilling, and you can easily tell what happened just by looking at it.
Right.
When someone noticed this on Google Earth, they were immediately terrified at the prospect of discovering someone's brutal death. But as it turned out, this footage is more innocent than it looks.
All right.
Many people thought that someone wounded had been dragged onto the bridge, hence the bloodstains from the beginning to the end.
Right.
But apparently, it wasn't the case. You can say that the backstory of this photo is more on the wholesome side. The culprit behind the quote-unquote bloody trail is a water-loving golden retriever, Rama. Apparently, just when the aerial camera took this photo, the dog had just gotten out of the water and hopped onto the bridge once again to jump from its edge. So there's no murder to solve here.
Right.
Just a happy golden retriever enjoying his time with his owner. Not gonna lie though, I was almost fooled by that.
Guys, that was instantly fooled, all right? He says almost fooled? Nah, bro. Looking at it, it definitely looks like that red viscous fluid that runs through our veins, guys. All right? It definitely looks like drag marks. But I'm glad like the internet sleuths like found out exactly what happened here, but because yeah, not me, guys. I look at this and I'm disturbed.
Water really made it seem like the bridge was stained with blood.
It did.
Number 13. Giant pentagram. All right, internet sleuths, it's time to put on your thinking hats. An aerial camera managed to capture yet again another intriguing photo. This photo can be seen on Google Earth, and it's incredibly suspicious. In popular fiction, pentagrams are used as a satanic symbol. However, did you know that contrary to popular belief, this symbol isn't solely the sign of the devil? The
Yeah.
five-pointed star symbol is revered by many cultures across the world, and many interpret it as the symbol of unity of all things. In some religions, it means life and all things positive. But regardless of its meaning, it's quite concerning to see a giant shape etched on the ground with no explanation whatsoever. Who made it, and where did it even come from? Now, here's the thing. This symbol was found on the southern shore of the Upper Tobel Reservoir. There are no settlements near this area, and the nearest place populated by humans is about 12 miles to the east of this symbol. The entire pentagram measures roughly 1,200 feet in diameter,
So maybe it's like ancient or something.
and no one knows why it's on an isolated area in Kazakhstan. Many claim a satanic cult is responsible for it, but many others claim that this could be among one of the many archaeological ruins found in the area.
Right.
Many ancient cemeteries, burial grounds, and settlements, with some dating back to the Bronze Age, can be found in the area, all relatively unexplored. What do you think this is? A symbol of an ancient religious group, or a symbol of a satanic cult? Number 12. Narrowest Ridge. This is the Unach Egach, the narrowest ridge on the British mainland. It's often described as a moderate rock climb challenge, but for me, this is already a daunting hike. I mean, just take a look at this. This ridge is so steep and narrow that one wrong move will give you serious injuries, or worse, death.
That's
However,
a no.
a lot of people still visit this ridge just to climb it.
Don't visit that ridge to climb it.
I have to admit that the view is breathtaking, but it also triggers my fear of heights a little bit.
That's why I'm telling you not to.
This vertigo-inducing ridge isn't for the faint of heart, but for seasoned hikers, it gives the experience of a lifetime. Take a look at this video from a hiker's point of view. I think this view is terrifying, and I seriously salute people who have the courage to climb difficult paths just like this one.
Right.
Number 11. Dragon.
Bro, that wasn't drone footage. That was just like a head-mounted GoPro. Bro, listen. Stay on task.
Courage to climb difficult paths just like this one. Number 11. Dragon. This mythical creature is known all around the world, and their stories have fascinated a lot of people across the world.
Okay.
The great and powerful dragon. These mythical creatures have always been featured in numerous fictional works across history. In many legends and cultures, dragons are hailed as majestic and powerful beings. In some legends, they're monsters that need to be slain, while in some, they're godlike creatures that need to be worshipped and pleased. We don't really know when these mythical beings emerged, but stories about them have been around since the age of the ancient Greeks and Sumerians. Many of us find dragons incredibly fascinating, but unfortunately, they're only real in our minds.
Exactly.
Or are they? Recently, this video of an alleged dragon has been going viral on the internet, and many are convinced that this is the remains of a real dragon. The corpse
Did it just die? Because it still has its flesh. Is the skin made of something other than what's like found on this planet? Is it a carbon-based organism? Like, did it just die like minutes before you photographed it? Where are the flies? Where are the maggots eating the flesh? I'm skeptical.
corpse was allegedly found in an unknown location in Mexico,
Looks
and no
fake.
further details can be found about this video.
Right.
I have to say that for once, we have a clear and high-quality sighting video, and the corpse on the ground looks realistic as well. Many seem to believe that it's a real dragon, but I'm quite skeptical.
Right, like a movie prop or something, guys.
What do you think? I think even if it's fake,
Hold
a
on.
dragon, but I'm quite skeptical. What do you
I don't know,
think?
guys.
I think even if it's fake,
Nah, like look at the things that are flapping, guys. It's like paper or something.
it's still incredibly impressive. If this is just a sculpture, it's still astounding nonetheless.
Yeah, I'll give him
Number
that.
10. Haunted House. This drone explored an abandoned house near the Klamath River, and the video looks like something out of a nightmare. This looks like a moment out of a bad dream, and it's creepy. It reminds me of those horror movies where people seek refuge in an abandoned house in the middle of nowhere that soon turns out to be haunted by ghosts and demons. I don't know about you, but if I ever see an abandoned house that looks just like this one, I'll listen to my gut and get as far away from it as soon as possible. I've seen enough horror movies to know what's going to happen.
The exact type of drone they use here is an FPV drone. Looks like something like a Cinewhoop drone or something. They're super small. They have the ability to float and still do like crazy angles and things like that. But definitely like a Cinewhoop. But why is this house haunted? Just because of how they toned the image?
Next. Number 9. Scared villagers. It's normal to be scared of something you're unfamiliar with.
Right.
Just imagine you're calmly walking on the street when suddenly you see a strange device that you've never seen before flying towards you. I'd be horrified. In this video, you can see several villagers in Zambia scrambling to get away from the drone approaching them. Everyone ran away without hesitation, and they even abandoned their bicycles because of how terrified they were of the drone. I mean, if I were in their position, I'd probably do the same thing.
Guys, I'm gonna be honest. By the look of the footage, I'm gonna go ahead and guess that it was probably a potato. Like they were filming with a potato, right? I guess in film terminology, that would mean that they were filming with the equivalent of, I don't know, guys, a battery charger. It's barely a camera because the footage looks terrible. I've never seen drone footage like this. It's obviously a drone because it's flying, but it looks really bad. It should be clean. All right.
Who knows what that creepy flying thing can do? And think about it. Even people who are already familiar with drones are also extremely wary when they're being followed by one.
Oh,
Number 8.
yeah. I'll give you that, guys, because I was in my backyard the other day, just, working on my Jeep, and like someone decided to fly a DJI Mini 3 or something. It was definitely one of the new minis. They were coming down above the house and just like filming me, and I was just like, bro, why are we doing this right now? It doesn't make any sense. Why is your drone on my property? And obviously I can't just like pull out a rifle and shoot it down because that's illegal, right? You have to just let them do it. It's weirdly. But all right, unless I can like figure out a way to like capture the said drone, and land it safely, because if I destroy it, again, it is on me, right? Drone laws are super weird, but yeah, I understand. And I fly my drones all the time. So yeah, I know, I get it. Just try not to get too close to people ever, because you're just going to make them uncomfortable, right? Because again, they can't do anything about it legally.
Aircraft collision. Every day, roughly 100,000 planes take off and land in different parts of the world. Have you ever wondered how planes avoid colliding with each other mid-air? Planes and almost every other aircraft avoid one another when flying by two means: air traffic control assistance and with the use of radar and radio communications. Right. With that being said, a drone may be considered an aircraft, but they don't have these things. They're still in the gray area with aircraft laws, and many places in the world still don't have a clear-cut law that regulates them.
Okay, this has to be an old video because not a single drone I own, right, does not have that, right? Because like literally, if I'm in the air, it instantly tells me there's a small aircraft or there's a large aircraft land or like go down to a certain feet level where obviously you're not going to be affecting the plane that's flying, because why would you want to affect the plane, right? So this has to be a really old video, and I'm guessing that's the reason why the footage looks like it was filmed on I don't know, guys, one of those candy bar Nokia phones from like the early 2000s that didn't have a camera, but it's like that, like a potato, guys. We just call it a potato. Filmed with a potato. That's it. Let's get it. So this is definitely an older video because that technology is baked into all of the new drones.
Most places in the United States, you can fly your drone legally up to an altitude of 400 feet. This is so that you can fly your tiny...
400 feet, sure, but if the structure is like 800 feet, you can then fly 400 feet above the structure you're attempting to photograph or to get videos of. Okay, so yeah, it's 400 feet from the ground, but if you get to a building, you can go 400 feet above the building generally. But don't take this as law. Make sure you check your local laws. But for the most part, that's kind of how that works. So whatever the feet limit is, you can go that above the tallest building in that area generally.
Remote-controlled aircraft a safe distance away from airplanes, helicopters, and other aircraft systems. It's also advised that people don't fly their drones within 6 miles of an airport. If someone violates these rules, there'll be some pretty bad consequences. For example,
you can't even turn on your... I'm sorry to keep stopping, guys, because this guy, I don't think he knows what he's talking about. I'm just going to be honest, right? Again, if you have a newer drone, when you go to turn it on, it'll literally tell you cannot fly. They won't even let you start the drone if you're in a very specific area. So just keep that in mind. The technology has fixed all of these issues. That I'm guessing, if you go buy an older drone from like Amazon or not Amazon, from like eBay, specifically because it's unlocked and not regulated, then I'm sure you can probably still fly, unfortunately, within the mile range of an airport, guys.
If someone violates these rules, there'll be some pretty bad consequences. For example, this clip. This passenger got quite lucky with their seat on the plane. They have the window seat, and they can see the wing of the aircraft from their view. However, their heart probably jumped into their throat when they saw a drone suddenly collide with the wing of the plane. This clip was allegedly captured on June 2015 on a Southwest Airlines flight.
What?
Some people refuse to believe that this is true, claiming that this is a digitally edited clip.
Because it looks like
hey, this is a great example of what could happen if you're not careful in controlling your drone. Number 7, angry farmer.
Because guys, the plane's wing are pretty strong, and the part exactly where it hit it looked like it was like a DJI Inspire, and I don't see how it could be that high, if that makes any sense. Not at that time, at least. I don't think it could be that high. The range was not amazing on those initial drones.
If you've been stalked by a drone before, even in the comfort of your private property, you're probably wondering whether it's legal for them to do so. In the United States, federal law doesn't really restrict flying over another's property.
Nope.
After all,
50
drones
feet
are considered aircraft, and while we can own property on the ground, the airspace isn't owned by anyone.
Yep.
However, because of the rampant usage of drones in recent years, some places in the United States took it upon themselves to impose strict guidelines about drones.
It's 50
Today,
feet where I live.
If your drone is seen as a threat to public safety, you can get in huge trouble. But I guess in 2015, regulations were a tad bit more lax.
Yeah.
In this video,
Wild
a drone
West.
operator decided to explore a farm in an isolated area. And needless to say, his ventures attracted the attention of the owner of the place. He wasn't too impressed by the strange aircraft spying on his property, and he decided to take care of it himself. He got out what looked to be a gun and promptly shot the drone, causing it to malfunction and drop on the...
Guys, that's jail. I'm gonna let you know right now, if a drone is above your head and let's say you don't feel safe, call the police. The drone's gonna be gone. You're not gonna find it. I understand. But if you shoot that drone down, the drone operator knows where that drone is. Do you understand that? He knows exactly where it is. What's gonna happen is he's gonna call the police, and you're gonna lose because you just fired a gun for no reason, right? You literally just fired a gun at someone else's property. Now, he's going to press charge. I know I would. I'm going to press charges, and you're going to buy me a new drone. 100%. And you're going, and the judge is going to force you to buy me a new drone. You destroyed my property. I was in unowned airspace. Why did you shoot my drone down? You see what I'm saying? Never shoot nobody's drone down, bro. They know exactly where it is. They're going to call the police. You're going to go to jail, and they're going to sue you, and they're going to win. It's an instant loss. Unfortunately, nothing we can do about it. Okay, where I live in America, at least, it's 50 feet above your house is kind of where you are safe at, right? Like once you start getting super close to somebody's property, like within 50 feet from their roof, you still can't destroy it, right? You have to find a way to get it down if that's the case, and then hold it for me because I'm gonna come get it, right? But you can't destroy my property regardless.
The ground. But I guess in the end, the owners still managed to retrieve the aircraft and upload this video. It goes to show that if you're not careful, your high-tech drone might get destroyed.
Right.
Number 6, Sasquatch.
Oh,
are you really from North America if you've never heard about the legend of Bigfoot?
No.
Bigfoot, also known as Sasquatch, is a massive and mysterious humanoid creature that allegedly lives in the wild and forested areas of Oregon and the west coast of North America. Since the early 1900s, historical records contain sightings of a giant, hairy, wild man stalking hikers and locals near the woods.
Right.
One of the most famous sightings is the account of several miners on Mount St. Helens in 1924. They purportedly have been attacked by giant humanoid apes while working, and while many dismissed it as untrue, many believe that the miners encountered Sasquatch. To this day, researchers and scientists dismiss its existence despite the many sightings and alleged evidence. Sasquatch officially is still a cryptid, or a creature whose existence is still speculated and not proven to be true. This is a video that allegedly proves the existence of Sasquatch. You can see these giant trees swaying suspiciously, and it almost looks as if an animal or a massive being is passing through it. Could this be the elusive Sasquatch? What do you think? Number 5, drone rescue.
I would honestly blame the wind, but not in those patterns. No, so never mind. So something's weird going on, obviously.
Firefighters are incredible individuals who dedicate their lives to save people from dangerous situations. However, in emergency situations, time is of the essence.
Right.
Firefighters try their best to respond to the scene as soon as possible, but if there's heavy traffic on their path, it's inevitable for them to arrive a little late. But drones don't need to worry about traffic. What's more, restrictions and limitations of fire trucks don't apply to them. Some countries have started to develop drones to help extinguish fires, and it's incredibly effective. These aircraft can easily fly and extinguish flames in the upper rooms of high-rise buildings with no problem, and they can be deployed to the scene faster than trucks. It might take us years before we can incorporate drones in rescue operations, but these recent innovations show us that not too far off in the future, we'll be able to integrate drones into almost everything.
Yeah.
And now, it's time for today's topic. If the drone didn't capture this, no one would believe it. In this photo captured by a drone, you can see a group of creatures swimming in the water. This was uploaded by an anonymous user in an online forum, and it's been making waves on the internet recently. Some people claim that the beings in this photo are mermaids moving towards warmer waters, but a lot of people think otherwise. I mean, mermaids? I don't think so, but I'll let you be the judge. Legends about these creatures have been around since 1000 BC, and for thousands of years, seafarers and sailors have been spreading stories about them. But to this day, there's still no solid evidence that they actually exist. Few alleged mermaid sightings have made rounds on the internet, but none of them have been proven true. For all we know, the creatures in this photo could just be blue whales or even stingrays migrating. What do you think?
There we go.
As always, comment down below with the hashtag today's topic. Keep things moving. Number 4, creepy playground. One of the things adults always advise to kids is to never ever trust strangers. And in recent years, even adults find it hard not to be suspicious of everyone else. Now, I don't know about you, but an all-black outfit and a creepy baby mask are both red flags to me. In 2020, these two guys were exploring a deserted playground one snowy day using a drone when they encountered a suspicious guy. The man is dressed just like those killers in horror movies. He's dressed in an all-black outfit and is wearing a baby mask that covers his entire face.
Okay, I think that this is obviously a plant. They were like, hey guys, we're going to fly the drone and look for something cool and interesting. Can you go here today and do something weird?
When he noticed that he was being stalked by the drone, the man stomped his feet on the ground, seemingly throwing a tantrum before running away and entering one of the abandoned shelters near the playground. You might argue that this is just a prank, but regardless, it's still pretty creepy.
It's
Can
weird.
you imagine how confused and bewildered a random stranger would be if they see a man dressed like this in a deserted place?
Bro, that's like their best friend or something.
They often say not to judge a book by its cover, but in this case, I think I'll trust my gut, and I really think this masked person is up to no good.
Yeah, my gut is that's probably one of their friends.
Number 3, way to another dimension.
All right.
You might think this is a scene from a fantasy movie, but this is very much real. This is the Covao dos Conchos. It's located in a remote corner of Serra da Estrela Natural Park, and because of its appearance, many see it as the portal to another.
Bro, what did he just say?
This is the Covao dos Conchos. It's located in a remote corner of Serra da Estrela Natural Park.
I think he's trying to say Mountain of the Stars or something like that. I think that's what he's attempting to say. But, bro, did you butcher that? All right? It's fine. Do your thing. No complaints. You said it to the point where I could at least, piece it together. But I think he's like Mountain of the Stars.
And because of its appearance, many see it as the portal to another dimension. I mean, I can see it.
Yeah, it's wild.
This waterhole is one of Portugal's most guarded attractions, and not a lot of people are aware of its existence. But hey, now you know. Its opening is roughly 4.6 meters in diameter, with a circumference of 48 meters. This waterhole leads down a 1,500-meter-long tunnel that delivers water straight to the Lagoa Comprida hydroelectric dam.
That's a
Because
no.
of how surreal it looks, many claim that they get the heebie-jeebies when looking at the place.
Yeah, it's weird.
Unlike other
weird
spillways
looking.
and waterholes around the world, nature found a way to thrive in the Covau's opening, and you can see foliage and moss growing near its edges. In fact, in the winter, it looks like the opening of a cave that looks similar to a portal to another world.
It does.
People are free to visit the mountain range where the waterhole is located, but extreme caution is advised, especially if you plan to visit during the winter. Number 2. Drone hoverboard. No, this isn't a scene from a superhero movie. This is an actual person riding a huge drone-powered hoverboard through traffic. This video that resembles a trailer clip of a villain features...
Where do I buy that? Okay. Drone hoverboard. I need that. I need it. I cannot really tell you why I need it. But I can just promise you, I need it, right? It has to be mine. I'm not going to stop until I get it. I don't know why I want it. There's really no honest, truthful explanation here. I just know that it has to be mine. I'll probably never fly it. I'm afraid of heights. But I want it.
Features an Omni hoverboard, or simply an Omni board. Being able to levitate through city traffic might sound cool, and you're already probably wondering whether this hoverboard is for sale.
Right.
I hate to disappoint you, but we're still far off from the futuristic era where everybody rides their sick drone-powered boards to school and work. The man in this video is most likely a part of the team that wants to produce these boards and sell them in the near future. But for now, it's not out for the public.
Bro, never show me anything like this again in your life. All right? Do me a favor, delete this very specific part here and make it so I've never seen this ever in my life. Disrespect.
However, the last time I checked, they're close to releasing this product to the market. So if you are interested, you better be prepared to shell out an eye-watering amount of $36,000 or more.
I don't want it anymore. It was a nice thought. God, guys, no, I don't want it anymore.
What's more, you also have to prepare yourself for the steep learning curve of this hoverboard. I guess in the near future, people would be using this drone-powered tech instead of driving a car when traveling alone. Number 1. Creepy Scarecrow. We often see scarecrows in the middle of the field, and they're generally placed there to protect crops from birds.
Right.
We've been making scarecrows for thousands of years.
Absolutely.
And they play an important role in making sure that people don't starve to death. The Egyptians used these creepy human-like figures to protect wheat fields along the Nile River from flocks of quail. And in 2500 BC, Greek farmers used wooden scarecrows in the likeness of Priapus. He was the son of the god Dionysus and the goddess Aphrodite. And unlike many of the gods who had unrivaled beauty, Priapus was said to be ugly enough that even birds would be repelled by his appearance.
That's
in short,
disrespectful.
scarecrows are effective in keeping birds at bay, and it soon became an important tradition to create them. But just because they're helpful doesn't mean they aren't creepy. You gotta admit that there's just something unnerving about figures that look human, but not really.
Yeah.
They give off the illusion that they're watching you, and that they're about to come to life at any second. In this video, a group of friends was testing out their new drone in a massive cornfield.
Bro, is this the same group of guys who found the creepy playground? All right. I don't trust them.
When they noticed this suspicious scarecrow,
They placed.
observed it for a little while, and they soon grew terrified when they noticed that the scarecrow could move. Well, it's a good thing he's stuck there in the middle of nowhere, because that means this scarecrow won't be able to freak anyone out. Aside from the birds that try to invade his cornfield, that is. These drone clips surely are quite interesting. Which one intrigued you the most? And do you think drones are the future? Let me know about your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Also, check out our other cool stuff showing up on the screen right now. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everybody.
All right,
drones
guys.
have been
Listen, so this video here, great, no complaints here. Learned a couple of new things about drones a little bit. I'm a drone pilot, so, you know, this intrigues me. But some of these are obviously not true. All right, some of them are just fake. I don't know why you'd put number 1 as, and the number 1 is fake, right? I mean, you should have put it like, I don't know, one of the other numbers that were real, and put that as number 1, and just deleted all the fake ones, because there were a couple of fake ones, guys, right? But all right, listen, let me know in the comments how I should be checking out any more of this stuff, and I will get into that as soon as I possibly can, all right? Listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy it thoroughly.